Hello my friends, it's Dana. Welcome back to Decorate with Dana. Today's video is going to be a cozy video. We're just sharing a little bit of DIYs that I've been working on. It was a really snowy, yucky day. We've had so much snow. It's been like endless snow. So just wanted to share a couple of DIYs I have worked on recently. Wanted to share with you one of our favorite meals we make quite often, and also just that olive atelier haul that I had mentioned. It was not really even a haul. There's only two pieces to share with you that I was going to share with you in my last video, but they were not quite in yet. So I'll share those two items with you also today, but we're just kind of getting this cozy little day started, and then I'm going to work on these DIYs. The first DIY, I wanted to recreate these paper mache apples from Mud Pie on Amazon. They are $14.17 each apple. I found this 6-pack of apples for $6.99 from Hobby Lobby, and then I found the paper mache kit, and I believe that was just $7.99. Now you could do paper mache where you tear up tissue paper or newspaper and use Mod Podge or glue and water, but this is just all in one for $7.99. You add some to a bowl and add water, and then it's ready to go. So I wanted to paint each one of these apples just a really neutral color. So this is just an old color I had downstairs. It's called Cotton Blossom by Bear. I think it was just a sample size of paint that I had in my closet, but I wanted to give these a little bit of a base coat so that none of that original green color shined through. So I went through and just quickly painted each apple. At first I was holding them and it was really hard, so then I found I had these little plastic cups and the apples fit nicely in there to hold it, and then I was just able to flip it over and do the other side. It didn't really matter, it didn't have to be perfect, so if there was a little line where the cup was, it really didn't matter because I just really wanted to get a nice base color on these. Once I was finished painting everything and they had a chance to dry, I was going to mix my paper mache. I just did a little bit at a time. This was extremely dusty, but it was fine. Once you added the water, the dust settled, but it definitely was dusty. So you just add the paper mache mix and water. I can't remember the exact measurements, but it is on the bag. But really, I just kind of eyeballed it, and learn as you go, and the drier the mix, the better. It kind of dried a little bit faster, but the first couple I did, they were a little bit wetter, the mix was, than probably what I did in the after ones. They all kind of dried in the same time, but I will say it did take a couple days for these to fully dry. But once the paper mache is all mixed, you just go ahead and pat it all around the apple. What I love about paper mache is the texture that it gets, but you can play with this and smooth it as much as you want, but you just pat it all into place and get it all set up. And then I put them on paper plates to dry. I thought they would stick, but they didn't stick at all. I would let them dry for like a half a day, and then I would flip them and let the other side dry. But again, like I said, it did take probably 2 to 2.5 days for these to completely dry. After a couple days and these were completely dry, I again went in with that Cotton Blossom paint and Teddy Bear tan. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, but you can find a similar tan color at Michael's or probably anywhere, even Walmart. So, and then I took a really, really damp paper towel and I went through and just kind of started with the tan color, patted it all over the apple, and then put a little bit of the white and just kind of stippled that on. Also, I was really just trying to recreate that color variation that was from the original apples that you can find on Amazon. I love the two textured kind of little bit of brown peeking through, and just really love that color variation. So I really wanted to try to recreate that with these apples also. The last thing I did was went in with the color Coffee Bean, and I just wanted to touch up the stems because, as you can see, I got some paint and some paper mache on them. So I just wanted to give them a nice little coat of this brown, and I love the way that these turned out. I've displayed them in an old antique bowl that I have. I think that I think it was $14 total in supplies because I had all of the paint. I was able to recreate 6 of these, and each one alone costs $14 on Amazon. So I love the way that these turned out. I think they make a perfect bowl filler, or even you could put them on a shelf or put them on a stack of books or something. I just think that they're really beautiful, and I'm really happy with the way that these turned out. Now I wanted to make a candle using this canister I have had from Hobby Lobby for a few years now, but I had it put away because I really wasn't using it. It was a little bit of a smaller size. Love the look of it, love the texture of it, but I wasn't really using it. And then I had this old Fiji White Sands candle from Bath & Body Works, and that was also getting old. If you could see, the wax was starting to pull away from the edge of the candle. So I decided to make a candle in that small canister. So I just took the Fiji White Sands candle and put it in a pot with boiling water until the wax started to melt. I have these are like the wick, the stickers that you put at the bottom to hold the wick in place, and some cotton wicks that I got from Amazon. I will have everything that I can linked down below, but I just put in the wick and then took the wax from the other candle and poured it in here, and it really makes a beautiful candle, very high-end looking, like something you would get from McGee & Co. or something. And I didn't pay anything because I had all of these supplies. So it's a great way to use a canister or something that you have that you weren't really doing much with, and maybe you have some old candles. I have so many candles that are just partially burned, and you can heat them up and pour them in and reuse them in a new way. I wanted to share with you a couple of items that I got from Olive Atelier. The first one being this gorgeous stone mortar. This is a vintage piece. The origin is China. It is extremely heavy, and I just think that the texture on this is stunning. I like mortars just being displayed on the open shelves in my kitchen or on top of a book on a console table. You can put matches in here. You can actually even make a candle out of it, but I'm not going to do that. The next piece I got was this reproduction of a paper mache bowl. I think I'm going to try to make this also. If you are interested in this, let me know and I will try to do that in a video also. But this is just a reproduction. It is huge and I don't know, I love the variation in the texture and the look that paper mache gives. You can paint it a little bit different colors to make it look really rustic and vintage. I wanted to share with you this one skillet creamy sun-dried tomato, chicken, and orzo dish that we make at least once every couple of weeks. It comes together very quickly. I like that you prep everything on the skillet and then you just take that skillet and put it in the oven to finish baking for like 15 minutes. So it's minimal dishes and the ingredients are pretty simple. A lot of this I usually have to go out and buy some maybe sun-dried tomatoes. But for the most part, I always have these items. I am going to have this recipe linked down below. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but this is a half-baked harvest dish. They are some of my favorite meals to prep, and I like that everything is just done in this one pan. So I hope that you guys enjoy this recipe and let me know if you end up trying it or if you've tried it in the past. And also, if you have any one skillet meals that come together pretty quickly that you want to share, let me know. Leave it down in the comments and we can kind of share recipes and ideas with each other. After you season and brown both sides of the chicken, you will remove it from the pan on a plate with all of the juices and everything to go on to the next step. The next step, you add some butter to the skillet and add some chopped shallot and garlic. Let that kind of soften just a little bit, and then you're going to add your orzo. You'll see all of this stuck to the bottom of the pan, but we do end up deglazing the pan with a little bit of white wine. You can probably use water or chicken broth if you don't want to use wine, but then you scrape up all of that yummy goodness at the bottom of the pan and it adds so much flavor to the meal. After your orzo gets nice and browned and toasted and you've scraped up all that yummy goodness from the bottom, you're going to add some water, some heavy cream, lots of freshly grated Parmesan, your sun-dried tomatoes, and some spinach, and you're going to get all that wilted down, and then you'll be adding the chicken and all of the juices back in the pan, and it goes into the oven to finish cooking for like 15 minutes, and it is the most wonderful one pan meal. You have your spinach and everything, so you have some vegetables in there, you have your protein with the chicken, you have your carbs with the orzo. It is so good. This is probably one of my favorite meals that I make. So I hope that you guys try this out. I hope you enjoyed this video, a little bit of DIY, some home decor haul, and a yummy recipe. Again, if you have any recipes to share, I would love if you would leave those down in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video and taking the time out of your day. If you enjoyed it, I hope you will give me a thumbs up And if you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and follow me over on Instagram at Decorate with Dana. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.
I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smile at me. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that